West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work. We will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America. And more importantly, God bless our victims. Well, good morning, my beautiful coffee beans. It's nice to see you. Let me see if I can turn that off. Maybe it'll make it a little bit better so you guys can see my face. It's this particular camera is a little darker than the rest. Anyways, it's nice to see you, Sorta, Morta, Tria, Maria, Lisa, B, always. It's always nice to see our beautiful Ma. Jen is up in the house saying, hey, it's nice to see you, my love. Janice, is it Janice? Hopefully I said that right. Nice to see you as well. Allie, it's nice to see you, my love. Good morning. Good morning. Nola's mom, it's great to have you as well. Vida, it's nice to have you. Our beautiful Sonia is up in the house. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to yada, yada, yada today. It's nice to see you, my love. Nice to see you. SSD, Mama Bear, it's great to have you as well. Chica in Connecticut. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. It's nice to see you, my love. It's nice to see you. IK3, it's nice. Oh, Just Deb. It's nice to see you, Just Debbie. Good morning, VA. It's nice to have you here as well. Where else do we got? What we got? Samantha, it's nice to see you as well. Good morning, everyone. Nut Nut is now an official member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. Welcome to the family. I don't know if you want to be a part of it, but welcome to this crazy ass group. No, I'm just joking. Gina, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Mr. and Mrs. E, it's nice to always see you. It's nice to always see you. Hopefully Karen got a hold of you and responded to you. Thank you so much. What else do we have here? Anybody else that's coming in? Crystal, it's nice to see you. Crazy Moon. Dawn, it's nice to see you as well. Got to watch the asterisks. Evil Abby, good morning. It's nice to see you, my friend. Nice to see you. So we've been going over some of the Cathy Bowersox stuff. Tiffany, good morning, my love. We've been going over the Cathy Bowersox, you know, all of her posts. It's like we've been sitting here talking about this family and this woman for 5 months, right? And then after the car came out, when did the car come out? We've been talking about this weird car and everything like that. Mickey Shell, it's nice to see you. Tiffany, Jules, good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you. It's nice to have you. Come on in. As you guys are coming in, don't forget to hit that thumb up button. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what the temperature is. I haven't even checked the temperature. I know yesterday it was hot. The day before that, it was hot. The day before that, it was hell. You know, I can keep going. Right now, it's 81 degrees at 7:48 in the morning. Good gracious. It's going to be another hot day, another record hot day here. Lisa, Dixie, it's nice to see you. Cathy can post on Facebook, defend herself, but nothing about Sebastian. Of course. Of course. Do we expect anything different? These people have only done self-preservation actions since this boy disappeared. I mean, the only people that do self-preservation actions since this boy disappeared are associated with the Proudfoots and the Bowersox. Sorry. By the way, Brenda, that Tony's, I think that's what it was called, Tony's coffee. Talk about some smooth coffee. That was very, very tasty. I have to be honest with you. I like that coffee. It was smooth and it gave me the flavor I needed. And I made it into a latte. It latte'd up very, very well. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And trust me, I would not, I'm one of those women that will tell you if your pants looked, if your butt looked fat in those jeans. Okay. I tell you, yes, it did. If it did, no, it didn't. Or I might even say you have no ass at all. Okay. Yeah, you can't dox me for that, or you can't ding me for that, Sonia, because I said acetol. Acetol. I don't know if that's something or not, but it's not a cuss word. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Serenity, it's nice. Oh, I'm so jealous. Serenity's got 68 degrees this morning. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I know I'm not jealous of you, Samantha. If you're in Arizona, I think you're probably as hot as me or hotter than me. You're probably up to 93 at 6 o'clock in the morning. It is a hot summer. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, no acetol disease. There you go. There you go. But I tell you, the coffee was really good. The coffee was really good. And I'm still eating on my bag of fudge right here. I love this stuff. The only problem is I can't eat too much of it. It makes me bounce off the wall. But it's good. Mm. Mm. Anyway, guys, Cathy has been, for those that are just joining in, just to give the Reader's Digest version of everything. Oh, God, so good. Of everything. It is Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old boy that disappeared. Oh, hey, Elser, it's nice to see you, my love. That disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. The issue is this boy was locked inside that home. His parents are Navy. His mom and his stepdad are Navy. I don't know if they're retired. We've been hearing some stuff about being discharged, all these different things. Was she discharged for having an affair? That's what's being rumored right now. I don't know. I didn't hear about that. I don't know. I'm going to try to see if we can corroborate one way or another how she was discharged from the military. I think there might be a way that I can ask that without causing any, them saying, "Oh my God, we can't give this information," or whatever. I think that there are certain things that the public is entitled to from our military. So I'll read into that and see if we can corroborate how she was let go or discharged. I'll actually reach out to my cousin and see if he can help guide me in who I would be asking that to or what information we could gather. But either way, for this purpose, I don't think it really matters how she was discharged from the military. The bottom line is she's not in the military anymore, and neither is Chris Proudfoot. And we don't know what the dynamics were for them to leave. Cathy and Chris's behavior, as well as the Bowersox, have been questionable. I think it's been very notable for all of us, right? I mean, I think that's the one thing that really pushed us off the fence when it came. Would you like to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Well, you seem like you keep getting closer and closer. I'm just questioning. You want to say hi? Want to say hi? No. Say hi, everybody. I love my mommy. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. I'm tearing up all the paper I can find. I'm tearing up every little piece of paper I can find. This is our Delilah bean. She's the espresso, the official espresso bean of the Bullhorn Betty channel. I don't know. I want to call her a jumping bean. She hops like a freaking rabbit. I've never seen a dog hop, but she hops. She literally hops. It's cute. It's cute as a button. Say hi, guys. Don't forget to like my mommy. Okay, now you can go back and lay down. I'm trying to train her on her bed and my bed, right? Because I need her to get adjusted to her bed because I need her to have some place to sit when I need her to sit. but she's still such a puppy. She has to touch someone. So no matter how many times I put her over in her bed, she I can be here. Next thing I know, it's like one paw out. She does this sliver thing where she kind of throws her head off the side of the bed, and then she kind of moves like she just slides on down, and then the next thing you know, she's curled up next to your side. But I watched her do it. It's quite a show. How deliberate she is. She works for it. Okay. She knows mommy's going to put her in her bed. So she lays the head down. She acts like she's sleeping. And the next thing you know, she looks like she's stretching. Oh. Next thing you know, her shoulders out of the bed, right? And then like, next thing you know, and you don't really hear her. You don't even hear the bell. And then all of a sudden I'm looking down and she's curled up next to me. I don't know how she does it. Like I even got her a little thing here. Look at that. Hear that? When she does the slidey thing, you don't hear the bell. You don't hear the bell. And I don't feel her because she's so tiny until I look down. I'm looking over. I'm like, where is it? Oh, there she is. There she is. Quit looking at me. She's like, Mommy, please. I tell you what, she loves paper more than anything else. But getting back to Cathy. So we've been sitting here, we've been kind of going over everything in this case. I thought Chris was at home. Clearly, I know that there's a lot of whether he's home or not home. I really, and I can't say this with 100% certainty because I was not there. I didn't personally witness it. So I'm never going to say something with 100% certainty. However, it is very, very highly unlikely that he was home that weekend. Okay. The neighbors did not see him. Nobody saw his truck. Nobody saw his motorcycle. There was no indication. We know that law enforcement has a lot of different videos in that community from different angles. And Chris has admitted to a lot of stuff that he knew would eventually come out, such as the 3-hour phone call. If he truly was in the area, I really believe that he would have come up with some type of statement as to why his truck was seen in the area. And we didn't have that. He's been doing damage control as much as everything else. So, in just my personal opinion, I believe that it's highly likely that he was not there. Do I believe he did come home at some point? I do. I believe he came home after that 3-hour phone call conversation. Um, we've been talking about this photo of their car for some time. And I'm talking about Cathy and Terry Bowersox QX80 Infinity QX80. And we've been talking about it. We've done the overlays. We know that they're watching me because we did the overlay long before I ever went to their community. Right? They didn't say anything. They didn't come out to the public and say, no, that wasn't my car. No, this, that, and the other. How dare Bullhorn Betty? Bullhorn Betty, some crazy lady that carries a bullhorn around, right? You didn't hear any of that coming from Katie, Chris, or the Bowersox. You really didn't. And so then we learned that there was a vehicle matching a vehicle and a lady inside of a vehicle that matches the description of Cathy Bowersox 2AT that was at the general store 15 minutes before she showed up, or before Sebastian was reported missing. That is what several people. Did I speak to 6 people? No, I did not speak to 6 people. I heard 6 people have come forward with the same exact statement. Do I know who those 6 people are, or whether their statement was exact? I do not. But it is probable, a high probability, that Cathy Bowersox was at that general store 15 minutes before Sebastian Rogers was reported missing. She admits to being at the store, but now all of a sudden she was at the store at 10:30 in the morning. I don't think any parent dropping off their child in the morning or driving by that in the morning would mistaken a 5:45 time to 10:30. She put herself there at 10:30, but she refuses to put herself there at 5:45. Honestly, I never heard not one person even mention that she was there at 10:30 in the morning. Not one person. As a matter of fact, I think that that would be highly unlikely for her to be there, because if Seth got to their house, say around 9, and I know he told us what time he got to the house. I know he told us what time he got to the house, and I'm still guessing because I keep forgetting what time he said he got to the house. So I do apologize. I may be off. The neighbor said she was there with Katie at her house around 7:30. I believe that. Exactly. We know she was there, and we know that Cathy Bowersox was with Katie when Seth showed up. The conversations that were going on in the house, when we heard it in the interview with Seth, it seemed to me, just snowballing here, it seemed to me that it was implied that appeared to be there longer than an hour, just by him talking about some of the conversations they had and all this other stuff. So if he was there at 9, what time did Cathy truly leave their house? She's basically saying that she left at 10:30. I don't believe that, because it sounds like she was there much longer than that. But again, I wasn't there. That's just my belief. Just because I believe it doesn't make it so. Oh, Emily, thank you so much. Oh, I see Pebbles. It's nice to see you, Pebbles. Did I miss any of my other mods? Is my any other mods in here? I know B Betty always sneaks in, and I always miss her. And I don't know how I always miss her. I don't see her. So good. It's nice. Welcome to the family. This crazy family we call the Coffee Club. I got time today. So do I. Nice to see you. I got time. Nice to see you. Karen, it's nice to see you. Merle's mom, good morning, my love. Breakfast and coffee and stuff. What does it say? Chloe, the PI, said she had 6 witnesses come forward and saw her there at 5:45. I know of at least 2 people that allegedly saw Cathy Bowersox at that convenience store, but I don't know 6. I've met 2. They're absolutely adamant that that's what they saw. You know, whether they saw it or not, I don't know. I can tell you that I absolutely 100% believe their story. I 100% believe their story. So now again, do I think that they mistaken 5:45 for 10:30 a.m.? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no, no. But this is new to me, you know? This is new to me, this whole 10:30. How long have we been talking? We've been talking about Cathy being at that general store since March. I want to throw that out there. We've been talking about Cathy being at that general store, multiple platforms, multiple people. And then now, all of a sudden in July, literally almost 90 days after those allegations were raised, now she's responding to them. Let's listen to what some of the responses have been when it comes to her response related to this general store. I'm not going to put these up on the screen, so just bear with me. This is in that horrible, horrible group that likes to dog every single person. I found out that Anna, whatever May, Ella May, whatever, has a group. This lady, I am not lying, kicks people out of groups that don't bode with her BS. And she's got literally a Facebook group that has almost 160,000 people. And I didn't realize that you can be monetized on Facebook. So these people are doing all this for profit. Making that account for the mysterious whatever, I'm not going to say the name because I think it's a garbage group. But monetizing while sitting there throwing shade and doing all this ridiculousness and treating people like pure crap for money. It's sick. It's sick. You guys should be reporting all of this. You should be reporting all of it. I don't like them. And you know what? I can't wait until Facebook is non-existent because they have no other platform. And it'll shut them up and shut them down forever. And I just can't wait for that day to come. I know it's going to probably be 10 years before it comes, but I seriously can't wait until it comes. Those people are pure evil. I don't like them, and I don't think they help anybody. All they do is create circuses, and that's it. Because they sure created a circus in here and they didn't give a crap about anybody. Not even a disabled father looking for his disabled son. They're sick. They're sick. But I digress. There's still stuff being posted in there. Why? I don't know why, but hey, I can't control anybody, right? The only person I can control is myself. So one of the questions, as we know, people are trying to find out where Cathy Bowersox was. And so one of these comments says, since you're on here, maybe you can help clear up speculation. If you don't mind, could you please answer these few questions? Can you tell us if you were at Warsham's the morning Sebastian was reported missing? What time did you arrive at Katie's house in the morning Sebastian was reported missing? And finally, the Alaska question. Why did you guys drive all the way, then take a private jet to at the border? Why not fly the whole way on a commercial airline? Thank you. Praying for Sebastian to be found. I don't know. And I kept saying to people, I don't know if they drove, and I don't know what their flight arrangements were. Everybody was making a lot of assumptions related to that. So Cathy decides to say to the question one, can you tell us, were you at Warsham's the morning Sebastian was reported missing? And she says, no, exclamation mark. What time did you arrive at Katie's house the morning Sebastian was reported missing? And we know this is a flat lie. After 10:30 a.m. is what she's saying. She is telling people she did not arrive to that house until 10:30 in the morning. Until 10:30 in the morning. Seth was there way earlier than that, and she was already there. Do you guys know? She can't tell. It takes a week to drive to Alaska from Tennessee in the winter. Absolutely, Pale Rider. She's putting on here that she didn't arrive to Katie's house until 10:30 in the morning. 10:30 in the morning. That is an absolute, without a doubt, unequivocally a lie. An absolute lie. Actually, you know what? Give me just a second. Give me just a second. I'm going to confirm something. Give me just a second. I'm going to mute. You guys stay put. Talk in the chat. I'll be right back. Okay. I just confirmed. I wanted to make sure. I don't want to sit here and speculate. I had a direct call in. So Seth got to the house, worst case scenario, by 8:45. So he was there before 9 a.m. and Cathy was already there. Period. So she is passing around that she did not get to Kathy's house or Katie's house until 10:30 in the morning. That is an absolute lie. And maybe law enforcement won't corroborate it at this moment. But I can tell you, we have the neighbor's account for it. We have Miss Bobby's account for it. And by God, we have Seth's account for it. So we may not have law enforcement telling us, but we have enough to corroborate that that is a big old fat lie. So my question is, why is Cathy Bowersox lying? And if she is lying about the time she got to Katie's house, do you think she'd be lying that she's sitting up at Warsham's at 5:45, 15 minutes before Sebastian was reported missing? How did she get to the house so quickly? And why is she telling everybody she didn't get there until 10:30? That's a lie. So let's keep going. And then it said, now the last question was about Alaska. Cathy says, this did not happen. Whoever concocted this scenario is completely evil and delusional. They are the same people who created the crap for clicks and subscription payments. I love how they always default to pay. Oh, it's not because we're calling you a liar and we know what we're doing. Yes, do we get compensated for it? Yes, we do. But we talk to our group. I have advertisement on every single one of my videos that generate revenue for this channel that allow me to do the work that I do. If there was no money coming in, if naturally we wouldn't be able to afford to be able to do this, right? You got to be able to pay for it. Period. And I love how they always try to get the heartstrings. Oh my God, they're just doing it for clicks and views. And some are. And we can agree with that. But I have to think that the majority of people out here that are covering these cases are truly doing it from a place of good. They want to help. There are a few people, there are a few bad actors out there. And I don't want to say there's more bad actors than there are good actors, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But the ones that are bad make so much noise and it makes them look bigger than they are. And it took me a long time to realize that. So now I don't engage in it. They are the same people who created the craps for clicks and payment subscriptions. First of all, I want to make sure if she's trying to throw shade on Betty, I never went with that story. So whoever did go through that story, you might want to go and chew her out. Just saying. Prayers for Sebastian's whereabouts are greatly appreciated and joined by ours daily. I doubt that highly, Cathy. I have no, there's not a bone in my body that I actually believe any of your statements here. Just want to throw that out there. If you're watching, which I know you are because you had your husband stalk me. So another person asked, was the Bowersox car seen in the neighborhood when Sebastian went missing? She didn't say according to law enforcement. According to the information I turned over to law enforcement, according to this, she says according to the time-stamped camera in the Bowersox driveway and the neighboring cameras, it was not. I'm sorry. What neighboring cameras? You have two neighbors. That's it. You got one to the side of you and one in front of you, kind of catty corner to you. So allegedly it was seen at Warsham's store across from Sebastian's school. Yes, that is correct. And then according to the timestamp, they're saying that the car being seen at the night that Sebastian went missing, she didn't say no, it wasn't. She never denied it. She never denied it. Listen to how she couched it. According to the timestamps on the cameras in the Bowersox driveway, which I never seen any cameras in the Bowersox driveway, and the neighboring cameras, it was not. It was not. How do we know there wasn't a shadow or a shade? How do we know that? Did law enforcement ever come and pull surveillance videos from that community? Or are we just supposed to take this woman's word for it that just told us that she didn't get to Katie's house until 10:30 in the morning, when we can clearly put her there about 2 hours before that? Seems awfully sus. By the way, guys, I'm reading emails, so I'm not being able to read your chat comments. I don't know what this one is, but that's about Sarah Shelter. No, I did not. Of course. Let me see what Sarah's question was. Do you know where Sebastian is one of her questions. Let me see if she has another question. Sarah also says it is a yes or a no question to try to stop all the rumors. So Cathy, so her question was, do you know where Sebastian is? And she says, Sarah Shelton, no, I do not. Of course, since this answer does not feed into the ridiculous accusations hurled at me and my family I feel quite sure you're not accepting it as the truth. I don't know whether Sarah accepts it as the truth, Cathy, but I don't. With all due respect, I appreciate you answering the redundant questions, but just as you stated, it does not feed into their narrative. Therefore, it won't stop the nonsense. I hope this comes to a positive ending for for your family. Sebastian comes home and your lives go back to normal, go back to as normal as possible. And I have to agree with Sarah's statement on that. Thank you for answering the question, answering me. I do pray Sebastian is found. So Sarah doesn't seem like she's buying into the BS either. And Jessica writes, since you're on here, maybe you can help clear some question up. Oh, and those were the originals. So I think I just recircled back to the original question. So what say you? What say you? We have definitely caught Cathy in mistruth just in these statements. We know that she was there a lot sooner than 10:30. If she's lying about when she arrived at Cathy or Katie Proudfoot's home, what else is she lying about? I mean, that's a huge difference. How can this lady honestly think she was there at 10:30 in the morning? She was there helping KP look before cops even showed up, if I'm not mistaken. Help calm Kate. Yeah, because Chris acknowledged that he called his mother early in the morning to have her go over there. He acknowledged that on somebody's page or channel or something to that effect. What happened? Why does this keep doing this? I think we're having. I just think that this camera situation on here. I don't think we're ever going to get it together on the on StreamYard anymore. I really don't. I've completely lost faith. On my MacBook, it drops my um my mic. On this one, it drops my camera, and it keeps doing that. And I don't get it. So I just think that StreamYard's got some major technical issues, and I don't know how to fix them, but I'm sick and tired of paying $50 a month for me to have to deal with them. So I don't know what to do at this point. I do not want to convert to a new system, but I'm just going to have to pull myself up by the bootstraps and convert to a new system. It keeps dropping my freaking I don't get what's going on here. It just keeps blinking. It keeps blinking. It's like driving me absolutely nutty. You know, it's driving me out. I'm just going to take this stuff down and I'm just going to run just this and see if this works, because there's something going on here and I don't know why it's doing it. So, oh, Crafty Chris, I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see you. Oh, hey, Chaos. It's nice to see you as well. So Seaman Rogers tells us where your son. Oh, yeah. Cathy is just like CP. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And I don't trust that lady. That lady's evil. She tried to steal one of her other grandchildren. She literally tried to kidnap another grandchild. Like, this lady is pure evil. A mother trying to take a child from another mother. You know, like you lost the respect of freaking women across this country, lady. You don't even know it. You don't mess with somebody else's offspring, especially when they're a good parent. Especially when they were good parents. So we already know what kind of person Cathy Bowersox is. And now we're hearing that she's lying. She's lying. So it's nice to see you, Nut. Julia J., thank you for being the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. We got Emily, thank you. Oh, the real me too. It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to see you. What does Yada have to say here? They do not want me to come back. The BS and CP never referred to him as grandson or son. No, they didn't. As a matter of fact, Chris was always referring to Sebastian as Katie's kid or something to that effect. I think he even said that at the beginning on several interviews. You know, the boy. I call the boy because he's a boy to me. He's not related to me. I don't know the kid. You know, do I feel for him? Yes. Do I feel for this case? Yes, but I don't know this kid. I can tell you if I knew any kid, I probably would not speak to them the way this family spoke about their loved one or alleged loved one. I don't know if it's their loved or he's loved. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it to me. Why don't they ask her hard questions? Like, was Robin telling the truth when she told Seth, you said Sebastian was a pedo? Great question, Mama Bear. I would say go on there, but you might get booted off because it sounds like that mysterious group is pro Chris and Katie Proudfoot, right? So anything to do with Seth is or maybe they just hate I don't know. They just seem like they hate everybody because when they're told or proven to be wrong, they like to block people. You know, anybody that has any they say that it's for everybody to discuss, and if you vote in their direction, you can discuss. Because I tell you, I was respectful in there and spoke my mind, and I got booted, and I posted everything that I said, and there was no disrespect. But I can tell you, Ellie Mae Farmer is a piece of shit, and if she got hit by a bus tomorrow, I would be out on the road celebrating. I do not like the lady. God forgive me. God forgive me, but I don't like the lady. I really don't. I think she's a menace to these groups. I absolutely do. I think she's a menace to these groups, every last one of them. And to think that she's up there doing this crap and allowing people to do this to Seth and this family with not a scintilla. Oh, well, they can talk about this, but I can't. You block my voice? I hope I meet that lady one day. I will give her a piece of my damn mind. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to find her. I'm going to find her. So if anybody knows anything about Ellie Mae Farmer, the real one, I think it's Kitty Sanders. I'll find out. I know the people's names, but I will find out who she really is. And I will be knocking on her front door and asking her why she's picking on me. And why she keeps taking my voice away from me on these platforms. And then I'll go from there. Clip that. Maybe it might help. Maybe it might help you in your court hearing, bitch. I'm so frustrated with these stupid people. I really am. Sorry for the language, guys. Too early in the morning for me. I need to just settle down from these a-holes. They're jerks. They won't ask hard questions. They want to pander. That mysterious group is nothing but a support system for the Proudfoots. It was supposed to be a support system for the truth. But clearly they're not they don't want the truth. They want the clicks and the views and all the bodies to be in those groups so they can get paid. That's what it's all about. They want they want to keep their lights on. And I get it, but at least acknowledge it, right? Everybody wants to talk about somebody else's money. Well, it's kind of funny because Facebook, their group, 150,000 people, somebody's getting paid something. Somebody's getting paid something. And they never told you guys that. They never told you guys that. I thought that was wrong. The lies is obvious and sad. How come Ellie doesn't see it? Oh, I'm sure they do see it. But see, the Proudfoots right now, they are capitalizing on the fact that law enforcement is not opening their mouth about anything. Law enforcement won't open their mouth. They actually enjoy, I truly believe that they enjoy watching this go on. It's giving them tips and leads. But they're keeping their nose to the ground, and I don't know if they're doing that. You know, for all I know, Sebastian Rogers' case is collecting dust. It's probably already in the filing cabinet. It seems like everybody's able to live their life except Seth. It seems like law enforcement's going on with their life. It seems like the Proudfoots have gone on with their life. It seems like the Bowersox have gone on with their life. And Seth had to get surgery so he can get back out there and start searching for his son. Because nobody else will. I mean, I should say from the family. We know that strangers are helping. We know that. We've seen that. It's just, it's enraging for me. Everything she said was a straight lie. She's pathetic, just like CP, makes me sick. So, do we believe that this is not their car? And why did it take her so long to finally stand up and say something? Did she reach an attorney and say, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? And somebody probably said, oh yeah, you can go ahead and comment. We need some damage control. This is what you need to say. Or maybe they just got so sick and tired of people calling and side-eyeing them and saying something to them. I don't know what's going on with them out in public. I can probably say that it's hitting every single one of their private businesses, right? She has a real estate business. I doubt anybody really wants to purchase a property from this lady, right? I definitely would not want to purchase a property from this lady, especially not knowing if something could have happened in the property I'm purchasing from this lady. You know? Sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Thank you, Yada. Thank you. And you know what? Where's the pickle bag? If she's answering questions, why don't we ask Cathy when the last time she saw either Christopher Proudfoot or Katie Proudfoot's pickle bag? Where are they typically stored? Because I talked to some people in here. Lisa, I think maybe you may have told me about the pickle bag and your husband's use of it. I might have it mixed up with somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it might have been you. I remember reading an email. I just forget the names. Who I can remember what I read, but I can't remember who sent it. But they said that the bag is about 4 feet. It's majorly durable. And I think there was the person I spoke to said that they have a grandson that's about the size of Sebastian. And so they're going to be checking out to see how uncomfortable it is for him to get in there. Why not? He loves little projects. He loves them. Why not? We did the same thing with Summer Wells. You know, Melody had her granddaughter sit and we concocted her body position exactly the way Summer's body position was in that truck on the milk. And the granddaughter said it was ultra uncomfortable. It wasn't a natural position because we truly believe that Summer was not with us or going away from us at the moment. I don't know how more delicate I can put that statement. It looked like her fingertips were turning purple. She was in an unnatural position on cold milk. She was in a hot jumpsuit covering her entire body up to her neck in a hot June day, as if they were trying to cover up something on her body. It was really weird how it seemed almost like she was trying to get a picture of her daughter to send it to like somebody to say, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do." It could have been. I don't know. It just didn't look right. And so we did that, and it kind of confirmed that I don't believe that she just was in that position and she could have slept in that position. It was highly uncomfortable, especially in the rib area, being leaned over like that. Your puppy chews wires or pulls plugs half in, half out. No, no, no. Thank God. I've got like literally chew toys all over the house, but she's too young for that. I expect that stage to come when she's not like up my butt. Why don't you just get in your bed? If you're gonna get under the covers, get in your bed under the covers. There. That's what that's for. That's your area. This is my area. She was an E3 that would be Siemens, so she is a Seaman Rogers. Okay. Katie does the same thing to Nina by filming and getting involved in Chris's custody. I just feel so bad that Katie is. I never seen such a smile on Katie's face as she had that day she was hugging Faith. I don't ever recall seeing a picture of her hugging her own boy like that. I have never seen a picture of her hugging her own boy like that at all. Nice to see you, Shay. I'm constantly talking to locals about this, and they are assuming this case is cold and done. That's pretty darn sad. I can promise you it's not done. It's not done. If this is the best we've got from Sumner County, they haven't heard me roar yet. They haven't heard me roar yet. We haven't even began. I'm giving them opportunities, but you know what? I'm an American citizen and I have a right to advocate for these cases. The Constitution gives me a right to advocate for these cases. And, diplomatic, we're trying to be diplomatic with law enforcement right now. At the end of the day, I just want Seth to have answers. I don't need the answers. I don't care about the answers. I don't care about the answers being on this platform. I don't care. I want Seth to have those answers. I want Seth to know what happened to his son. And I'm really disappointed in law enforcement and in the stuff that I've heard out there. Now, I've got to, I'm a reasonable person, so I know that everything I'm hearing can't be true. Okay, I am a reasonable person. I'm applying that logic into this. Okay, but the stuff that I've heard in Sumner County from Gallatin Police Department, from Henderson Police Department, from Sumner County themselves is not very positive or good. And these aren't from people that have had contact with law enforcement, that are in trouble. When I say contact with law enforcement, that are, the ones that are getting in trouble or have this or have that and stuff like that. That's not these people. These people are normal moms and dads in the community saying there's something wrong with our police department. I got problems with that. And I hear it over and over and over from people that I trust in that community. These aren't the ghetto people of that community. These are the upstanding side, on the right side of the track kind of people. And there's some issues. And they've had a lot of issues with what they perceive as corruption. Even Melissa, I think her name was said to be on Facebook. I think it was that they had been looking for Sebastian since 6:30ish, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Cathy Bowersox is a liar. She is an absolute liar. And if law enforcement never picked up the footage over there on the Bowersox property, then I can guarantee it's gone for forever. And you know what, Cathy? You can post your footage if you want. I want to see a timestamp. I want to see timestamps. If your car didn't leave there all night, prove it. Since you have a camera, you can easily put this to bed with some corroborating evidence. And we don't have to take your lying ass word for it. Post the videos. Let's see if she does. I guarantee she does not. What you bet? What you bet she gives you no proof or no receipts? She could just go and take pictures of her, right? Let's see how long mine. I haven't checked mine in a while. I know I've got a fairly busy street. Let's see. How far does it go back? Oops, wrong one. How far does it go back? Let's go to my clips. Let's see how often it re-records over my clips. So today's the 10th. And I can go all the way back to June 17th. June 17th, June 18th, June 19th. So how many weeks is that? Let me see how many days. Date to date calculator. And what date did I say it went back to? The 17th, June 17th. Let's do date to date calculator. And this is not on a days between dates. Here we go. So we're going to do, let's see, June 17th to today. Continue. Include in date calculate as 1 day. So we'll add today as 1 day. So we'll get an accurate reading for today. So I have 25 days, not quite a full month. And that is on my card. I have a card that's in my sync box. I don't pay for service. I don't pay for the data service. I've got a sync box that syncs it. So it's hooked through my internet. It's all hooked through Wi-Fi, but I can access it anywhere in the world, but I don't have to pay for a subscription fee. So I just have to have internet access, which I always pretty much do, or I'll pay for internet access, or I'll go to a Walmart, a Starbucks, or somebody that provides internet access. So we have 25 days that's collected on this. Now, I don't know what I haven't used the, on like the cloud storage. So I don't know if the cloud storage is the same way or if it holds more um, than my sync box with the memory card in it. I don't know. So somebody that has the actual service of that is going to know that. I don't have the iCloud portion. I don't have Ring. I have Blink. I have the sync box, and I don't have to pay the subscription fee. That's why I got Blink. I don't like subscription. If you guys know anything about me, I like paying for my stuff. I don't like monthly bills. You know, if I can't afford it, I don't want it. I don't like monthly payments. I bought my house free and clear. I bought my car free and clear. I don't like payments. Okay. And even my credit cards, I will never allow a credit card company to give me a $10,000 credit limit. I don't need it. I don't need it. So I have been offered an $8,000 credit card, and I will not get it because when I called them to ask them for less, they would not give me a card with less. And I don't want access to $8,000. I don't need access to $8,000. I think that's absurd. I don't have that bougie lifestyle. I just don't. I'm very simple. Can we find out if Ellie has gotten all the GPS data from all the vehicles and family? They're not telling us. They won't tell us what they have because we're coming down on them because we don't feel like they have forensics. They've never, nobody has described them doing forensics. It's a very, very noticeable process to do forensic testing. Except, especially if they're looking for blood or human biological materials. You have to black out the windows. You can't do it without blacking out the windows. Or you have to go in there at night. Who's going to be working in a house at night? It doesn't make sense for proper protocol. It just doesn't. Melissa Proudfoot was filmed. Are you talking about at that thing where he was by that trophy, that big trophy? Because I heard some things, and because it sounded like I've never heard Sebastian's voice except him call his aunt Melissa, and I thought he you could clearly tell that there was he had, he didn't talk like me, he talked a little different, and I could tell that. And I applied that with Katie. Oh, that reminds me, the conversation that we had about the intellectual and the schooling. I think that's answered, and I'll read you guys some stuff from that as well. Let me just get through these things. This case just drives me nuts. I pray Sebastian is found, although I feel like I feel it'll be his remains. My heart just breaks for Seth. It breaks my heart breaks for Seth too because he's out there looking, and the hardest part is, what if he's the one that finds his son? And I want him to be the one that finds his son, but I don't want him to be the one that finds his son. He's just been the biggest rooter and the biggest fighter for Sebastian. I mean, you guys know I've gone to the mattress several times, and this man's fought more than I have. He's fought more than I have. This man loves his son. He wants his son home. He wants his son home safe. We all know where Seth is today, we all know where he is today. He let us know that they were doing this this weekend. But at the end of the day, it's him, it's father and a bunch of strangers. The mom's not there. The family's not there. It's the father and a bunch of strangers trying to find his son. That's it. That's it. He literally has an entire family network in Hendersonville that won't even help. Not the cousins, not the aunts, not the uncles, not the alleged grandparents, step grandparents, whatever you want to call them. Nobody. Nobody is willing to help. The people that are right there, the closest to ground zero, are the most unwilling to help. Sumner County Sheriff's Office is a competent law enforcement agency that needs to be audited by the federal agency, in my opinion. They need to be audited by but you know what? TBI is a lot at fault here too. And I'm not going to, TBI to me is, I back the blue, and I don't like Tennessee law enforcement. I'm at a crossroads, you know, because I know there are great men and women of blue in Tennessee. They are being, in my opinion, guided and directed improperly. Whoever is above the great men and women in blue, the beat cops, the top brass is failing at their job. In both TBI and in Sumner County, if I had to guess. I'm not saying that the detectives are not working hard. I'm just saying that they're being handcuffed. And I want to know why. I want to know why the state attorney, and that's what, you know what, as a matter of fact, we are going to be starting action. Starting Monday of next week, I've got, obviously legal paperwork I've got to finish up and finalize. But starting next week, once I get this stuff wrapped up, which is why I'm going early today, and I'll be going later in the afternoon, so you guys can still get content throughout the day while I finish preparing my legal paperwork. But we are going to start applying pressure. I have had it. The hate channels can start calling Sumner County and the DA's office and let them know I'm coming for their ass. Okay? We're going to start a phone campaign. We're going to start a mail campaign. We're going to start a open records, public records campaign. We are going to start applying this pressure. If they don't want to do forensic testing in this home, then fine. They're going to be bugged the crap out of until they get off their ass and do something inside this home. A little more than walking dogs through it and using heat penetrating whatever they used. Sorry, but if the kid's not there or not breathing, that piece of equipment is absolutely no good. So they've done squat in this house while they allowed Katie to have a professional cleaner come in and clean their home. Squat. So now the hate channels can start making the phone calls, because I'm going to make the phone call and tattle on myself and let them know that I'm going to start raising hell if things don't start getting done. They have probable cause to be in that house for forensics, and they're not doing it. And obviously, Nick Barris, I have wrote him. He's not asking the damn questions. He's not asking the questions. She slivered out just now. You guys just heard her sliver out. I just want to show you what she does. You guys just heard her sliver out. Look how long she is. She throws her legs out, and then she's a serpent. She just slivers right out there and gets right next to me. You know where you're going. Say, I'm a little sneaker. I'm a little sneaker. I'm a sneaker, sneaker, sneaker. I think it's because I get loud and excited, and she wants to come and comfort me. I don't know. It seems like when I feel my blood boiling, that I feel this little thing start going up to my leg. But we're gonna have to start doing something. Sitting here and complaining about something is never my forte. It's never been my forte. It'll never be my forte. I'm not the one that sits and complains. So we are an action-focused group here that advocates for missing people and deceased people. We're dealing with a missing persons case that I feel. Hi. How are you doing? Look at that yawn. All right, I'll hold you. I'll hold you. I'll hold you. Oh. Oh, little baby goals. Little baby goals. So she's just wanting some love. Sounds great. May stand against these cruel people. Yeah, because I'm tired of it. And we got Cathy on here lying through her teeth. We know she was at that house long before freaking 10:30. They asked her when she got to Katie's. She said she didn't get there until 10:30. We got Chris saying that he called his mom first thing in the morning to go help Katie while he was, heading there or whatever he said. And then you've got Seth saying that he was there. You got the neighbors saying that she was there. So she was there by the time Seth got there. Seth got there before 9. So she had to have been there way before then. Somebody said that she was seen helping Cathy or Katie search or something like that before. So I don't know. I don't know. Are you ready to get down now? Okay. You ready to go back to bed? No. Okay. Got to give her options. Katie Proud should be ashamed of herself, y'all, as a mother alone. I don't know why, but you know what the problem is that even after all this time, she ain't breaking down. She ain't coming to the media, mainstream media, nobody, and just begging for her son back. This is like the West Case 2.0 with their behaviors. This is like the West Case. Remember? I understand. Remember how they said, we understand that people are going to be thinking that you see what I'm saying? Like literally their behaviors and how they're handling the media and then shutting everybody off and running away and running away in a camper. Remember their RV that was on that desolate stretch that law enforcement pulled over? AV Watchman just happened to be there and he was able to record the entire takedown of Trezell and Jacqueline West. And these people literally took those boys out. They adopted them for profit and didn't want to take care of them and took those boys out and I believe to keep collecting money. They were gone months before they were reported. The problem is in the system when you adopt children that are in the foster care system, the other parents, not necessarily the parents, but the grandparents, they have a right to see those kids according to these documents. A right to see these kids around Christmas. So I think it was getting to the time where the other side of the family was making requests to spend time with their family members that were in the care of the West. And they weren't going to be able to produce the children. And I think that's when they had no choice but to report the children missing. And if you notice, it was getting close to the holidays, even though these boys were allegedly gone for months. I think Summer passed in that hot car. I do too. No, I think she drowned, to be honest with you. I think she drowned in the water. I think she drowned in the water. And I think they tried to cover it up or thought she would be okay because she hadn't taken a turn for the worse, but it's finicky like that. I tried to describe when I was 18, I had a friend. It was me and two other friends. And one of them had a child. She was the first one out of the three to have children. And then my other friend ended up having a daughter. Her daughter's okay. But there was a time when my friend and her boyfriend went on a date. They had just had the baby, so they sent the child over to his grandparents' or his parents' house to watch their son. And so they went out and had dinner, movie, or a date night, a normal date night with grandma and grandpa watching the baby. Well, the baby was crawling and walking and stuff like that, and there was a kid gate up, and it didn't. There was no alarm or anything like that happened. But the kid got into the pool, and the little boy drowned. He was resuscitated back. And of course, we all get the call and we run to the hospital. We're all there, just a little boy. I mean, it was the most horrific. I was only 18 or 19 years old at the time. It was very traumatic for me to see to be around a little boy 1 minute and to see him in a little, just this, golly, he was just so tiny with all these tubes coming out of him. And so we were praying, we were holding my friend. She was so angry at the grandparents. Obviously it was not intentional, but, it doesn't change the fact of a mother's anger, a mother's rage, of a situation like this. It doesn't change it. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. And you can't be angry with her for going off. It was her kid, you know? And I know that that probably will stay with those grandparents for the rest of their life. And it's just a very unfortunate thing. But she was so, so, so angry. And her son, we started, quit chewing on this. You got your toys. Then her son, we get the news, that he's starting to get some color back. It looked like he was making a turn for the better, you know? And so naturally we were very hopeful. He opened his eyes. There was a lot of things that were boding in the right direction. And I'm very thankful that his mother got to see that. But the worst part about it is right after that, he took a turn for the worst, and that was it for him. And it's very hard, but the drowning, it's a finicky, what I'm trying to say is it's a finicky problem. When your brain loses oxygen, it kills, your brain starts dying very, very quickly. And it just goes to show you, even if you think something is going to be different, it could change just like that. And so we know Summer was in the water. When we hear all the descriptions of everybody, even those, Candace tried to lie and say she was down there, she watched Summer. We know that Candace was not that type of mother. We know that 100%, hands down. There is nothing that shows that she really was that type of mother that cared. I mean, she'd throw her kids out the door, get drunk, and pass out in her freaking recliner for hours on end. She wasn't a hover mom. Okay? So we heard Hunter, and he was describing this event where he's screaming in the water, Summer, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And reaches down and picks her up. If you hear that story, it was a Chris McDonough. Chris McDonough did the interview himself with Hunter. And if you listen to the story, it sounds like she drowned. What he's describing is a drowning. And he's trying to say that she just popped up. Then why did you need to put your hand into the water and pull her up? It sounded like nobody was paying attention to her. There was a possibility of her hitting her head on something. I don't know. Ellie perceived Bowersox as good community members, of which statistics show 96% of the community members do not commit violent crimes. I believe they are in the 4% that do. Not all that glitter is gold, Ellie. Absolutely. We'll put that up there. Apparently, there's a storage unit close by Worsham's. One person said they saw the car at both places. I've been hearing a lot about this storage unit too. And one of the things I had asked early on in this is for people to call around, but we were asking about Chris and Katie. I didn't even think that Bowersox back then could have possibly involved. I thought that they were pieces of crap, but I thought that they just stuck up for their son, like normal parents do. They defend their children, right? So I just thought it was that. I thought it was that until the vehicle seen in the light. Once that vehicle seen in the light, that was it for me. I don't believe her. She's saying that she didn't get there until everything that they have said to us has been a flat out lie or hasn't been corroborated or partly true, partly true. So anyways, guys, we've been on here a little bit long for today. I've got to get started on my, I get working on my paperwork, my legal paperwork. We'll be back later this afternoon. I'll be doing 3 shows. So today, so I haven't even been on TikTok in a really, really, really long time. So I appreciate everybody that has come here this morning and looked at this. But we have to start really looking at Katie, Chris, Cathy, and Terry. Now, I'm a little suspect with the other family members because for the fact that they have not come out to help look for Sebastian, that tells me that they know, the whole family knows what happened. You see what I'm saying? So this is not something that just Katie and Chris know. The fact that none of the family has come out, none of the cousins, none of the aunts, none of the uncles, nobody has come out to help this child, help look for this child, help post fires, help post signs, since the entire family sat this one out. It is my belief that the entire family knows the truth. The entire family. I think Aunt Melissa knows what happened. I think Dara knows what happened. I think Katie and Chris know what happened. I think Cathy and Terry know what happened. And I think their other sisters, siblings, and relatives, even Danny Guy, I think they all know exactly what happened, because none of them have helped. Big D, Mr. Moneybags, hasn't even raised a reward. When the reward that was put out there, it was put out there by their businesses in that community, probably associated with Cathy. Not one person in their family raised one single dollar by themselves for the efforts of Sebastian. The Bowersox didn't. The Proudfoots didn't. Their family didn't. Nobody did. They relied on everybody else's generosity to pony up the reward. They told us that there was $3,500, and then Chris tells us, oh, well, that was just a pledge from a company. So basically the reward's gone. That's what we just found out, like a month ago? There's no reward. And then everybody's attacking Seth, saying, why is there no reward? Because there was a reward. It was a reward. Chris and Katie is the one that stated that there was. And then I find out that they have not ponied up. And I even said that months ago, that they didn't even pony up one single dollar for the reward. And here Seth has been trying to raise money, not only to pay for PIs, but to provide a reward. And of course, naturally, the assholes here on this platform want to prevent him from doing it while saying, why aren't you raising a reward? Where the hell is he going to pull the money from? His butt? Idiots? People on here are freaking idiots. Oh, he's profiting off his kid. Why is there no reward fund? Maybe because you guys have absolutely destroyed this man from being able to even raise money to help his son or aid in the efforts of his son. Maybe that has something to do with it. Oh, but you didn't think of it like that, right? You think your bullying just, what, is a click and a view for you? No, it causes real damage, dum-dum. Real freaking damage. Real freaking damage. So I don't know what we're going to do with the reward fund, but the reward fund needs to be substantial for anybody to come off. And I don't think, no matter what the reward fund in this case will be, it'll never bring the information we need. You want to know why? Because the people that hold the answers are the Proudfoots and the Bowersox. That's why. That's why. That family. And I don't see any amount of money making that family break. Just saying. Oh, thank you. I'll send that over to him. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. I think one of the neighbors is a relative. He said he would do anything for the Proudfoots. Can anyone corroborate this? He does have a friend that lives next to him that apparently he's buddy-buddy with. I don't know how that works out. But Bobby talked a little bit about the relationship with the one neighbor. But it sounds like, other than that, it's just the one neighbor. So I don't really know. I really don't know. Oh, thank you. Thank you. If you guys have stuff for flyers and stuff, I thank you, SPED teacher, but I'm going to end up sending this over to Seth. So if you guys got some funds for flyers and stuff like that, I'd really like it to go, because I've got just a limited flyers and limited bracelets here that I'm going to be mailing out to I'm going back in the order in which I received those requests and the addresses. It's going to take me a little bit, because I know they were, a few weeks ago, and there's a lot of emails that came in since then. So I got to get through the emails, but I'm going to go from the bottom, the first ones, and work my way to the newest ones, because I think that the people that wrote first should be the first that gets the flyers and the band. So I do appreciate it. I don't know if you sent one in. I know Michelle did. There were several people. I think Renee. I don't know. There were several people in here, so I've got to go through those and get those out. But we'll do the mailing together, so you guys will know which one of you guys made the cut and which one for who's going to be receiving the flyers and the bracelets. So, are you literally chewing on my clothing now? She's into everything. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to have to let you guys go. I'm going to have to go play with her. I got so much work to do and I got to stop to play. Oh, thank you, Yogi. Thank you. Has LE completely stopped looking or investigate? They haven't done any searches. I don't know what law enforcement's doing, but I'm sick and tired of hearing the same thing coming from Nick Barris. They're doing everything they can. They're turning over every walk possible. Bullshit. There's no forensics. Cut the crap. You know what? I can do an attaboy here and there with Nick Barris, but you know what? I don't like mainstream media because they refuse to get some freaking kahunas and ask the damn questions. Make them tell you they're not going to answer. Where are the freaking forensics? The state attorney and the police there and the sheriff there need forensics. They ain't doing shit. They're wasting time. They're allowing critical evidence to be destroyed like they have since day one. But we're not going to give Eric Craddock a pat on the back. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I love law enforcement, but I refuse to give a man a pat on the back that's 5 months in, and everybody says that all forensics should be done within the first 90 days. The first 90 days. These people are idiots. And whatever state attorneys they are that can't freaking read the damn law, they have probable cause for that home. He knows it. We know it. No forensics. Sick. I just heard just now that Dolly Vision, he put $1,000 reward for. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Tell him to go put it in an actual account for the benefit of Sebastian Rogers, specifically. For the benefit of. I want it specifically in an account, not just him saying, I got $1,000. We know how that works. It never goes anywhere. Trust me, I know his crap too. I've been around Dolly a lot, worked with him, know his shtick. I don't believe it. Tell him when he puts that $1,000 into a bank account for the benefit of Sebastian Rogers, then I'll believe he's serious. Until then, no. They need to have Grady Judd come pay them a visit. Grady's amazing. We don't have these problems. I mean, we have problems in Florida. Florida's freaking nuts. We got crazy ass people here. No doubt about it. We are just like everybody else. But we don't keep those crazy people on our streets. We surely do not. Now, do we make mistakes? We sure do. We're just like everybody else. But all I'm saying is we know how low hanging fruit works, and we throw people in jail. You can't produce your kid? Okay. We're throwing you in jail. A case like this, they'd be thrown in jail. If it's a mom that really didn't, we have people that have autistic children. It was really sad. A lady, her daughter got out of the house, a 2-year-old or 5-year-old girl, and she was found in the pond. It had been absolutely devastating. I remember it was down the road from my mom's house, and it was just very heartbreaking. It happened in our community. But, those parents, they have the rest of their life that they're going to punish themselves, but there was no criminality. It was an accident. It wasn't negligent. It was a child that was very creative. You do your best to try to protect your children and put different things up to keep them in the house to make sure that they're monitored. And you should have your eyes on them 24/7. And I get that. But the reality of it is that doesn't happen. None of us do. None of us keep our even with my little girl here. She's here with me now, but there's been times I sit in here and work and she's in the living room playing. I do not have my eyes on her. I listen for her. I make sure that there's not no sounds no weird sounds coming from the area. If I see or hear a weird sound, I get up and go check it. But she kind of can do if I didn't realize I didn't shut the door, or one of the cats from the outside pushed the door open when it was cracked and she got out and got hit by a car, I would be in here where wouldn't know. I mean, granted, I do see the door open. I mean, my house is a lot smaller than a lot of these houses. And so I do hear the door open. Like when my mom came in here and freaked me out, I could see the light, the way the door looks and the way I'm looking out here is on my sidewall. You see, it's a very specific light that only comes through the house when the door is open, and it brightens that whole corner of that house up. And so I can tell you from sitting in here, I don't need to be in there, whether I can hear it, even if I was deaf, completely 100% deaf, I would know somebody was coming in my house because in this mirror over here, I got this mirror on my dresser. It catches my eye, my peripheral vision, because it lights up that whole kitchen area. So, hey, honey dip, it's nice to see you. I'm sad you two are no longer friends. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I thought we were all friends, to be honest with you. But he ended up blocking me after the web sleuths came out. And I heard, and I don't know if it was him that blocked me or if it was PJ that was having a temper tantrum because she's so jealous of every single female. But in all fairness, Dolly keeps cheating on her. So I understand why she's so jealous. Um, but at the end of the day, she blocked me. I ain't got nothing to do with Dolly. I'm in Florida, you know? And so I don't know if it was her that blocked me or he that blocked me, but that was the first of the dings on our friendship. And so I reached out because I had just gotten back from a job, and I went to right into the thing, and I went through all of my accounts. It wasn't one of my accounts blocked. It was all of my accounts. So I reached out to Dolly, and he basically told me that he didn't block me. And I'm like, well, somebody did. And him and PJ were like, well, one of the two of you blocked me. Who did it? I've done nothing to you to be blocked. Like, I was trying to communicate, and I called into a show, and he gave me a cold shoulder when I was out there speaking about a case, and I couldn't figure out why he gave me a cold shoulder, but he treated me like pure shit. And so I never called his show again. And then I started hearing him dogging on this case. When it was Layla Santinello, he had nothing but great things to say and say how I was a fighter and everything, which is true. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I work very hard all day long. And then it went from that to me being a piece of shit on this case. And sorry, you were supposed to be my friend. Not only that, but I asked people not to come and dog Seth on my channel to show me respect. And he's the only one that came over there and was so disrespectful to me and my channel. And him and PJ can be popping all these pills and smoking all this stuff and treating people like pure shit, like they don't matter. And I'm supposed to sit here and just take it. No, fuck them. Fuck both of them. That's what happened. So screw him. I didn't end our friendship. He did. I just made it public. I blocked him. I haven't talked to him in months. Literally months. I could care less. You know why? Because look what he does. He does absolutely nothing. They sit up there with glasses on, look like they're pimp daddy and whatever. Go on with that bullshit. That ain't helping nobody. And all they have to do is sit there and do anything they can to keep the attention of their. I'm not with all that. They're entertainers. I'm true crime and searchers. Okay, totally different genres, totally different ways of handling business. I was confused back then. I'm not confused today. I don't need these people in my life. They have caused nothing but problems in this case. I will never, ever associate with anybody like that ever again. So I'm sad that our friendship's over too. But you know what? And I know once this passes, he's a dude. He thinks that this is just going to go away. No, we're done. DONE. I don't want shit to do with him. I will never answer his phone call. I don't care what happens to him at this point. Him and his boo-boo can get screwed. I know he is. I don't know if she is. Right? So she can keep being jealous at every single woman. He's going to keep cheating on you, boo. I hate to tell you. He ain't going to change his stripes after all these years. So just remember that every time you're down on him, he already with a bunch of booze. Enjoy them. She sits there and calculating up. They're sick. I'm done. I'm done. I can't be associated with them. I want to know who contributes to elections of sheriffs and DA. That's great questions. You have political PACs, you've got donors, you've got small donors, you got your big donors, but your big donors can only usually contribute up to 2,000. But here's the trick. These are what people do when they're in politics. They do these things, 50 different organizations. You're like, for example, businesses can contribute. So you have, say, one big donor that has maybe 10 or so small businesses or even large businesses. Like each store is their own business, even though they're franchised, right? So you've got different organizations. That one person can literally donate up to $10,000, depending on how many businesses he has, potentially $12,000 if he donates for himself personally. There are some people that create these LLCs for political purposes. I'm not lying. They like even, for example, investors. They have LLCs for just about every venture they go into. So say that they are flipping a house. That's, 1434 Windmill Street LLC. So every single house that they have that's a venture that they're going in or collaborating with somebody to flip a house or something like that is their own separate entity. Every one of these developers has 50 of these things going on, right? Guess what? He can contribute to a political party 50 times. $2,000, one person. One person. That's something to look at, in my opinion. There's ways. I'm telling you, I've been around the political and corruption, like true corruption, true cronyism, true blue. I've been around it all. And I've been around the loopholes that they use, that they keep saying to the public that they're closing so these things don't happen. Bull. They say, "Oh, well, they're limited to $2,000." Yeah. He's limited to $2,000 and the 50 LLCs under him are limited to $2,000. Just saying. Just saying. There's a treasurer form candidates fill out every 3 months. Yes, they have to fill out and they have to turn in their donations. They have to turn in that's how I found out, because I was doing so many, polling, looking at the donors of these politicians. And I would see, I can't remember. I don't think it was Pat Neal. I don't think Pat Neal was that brazen. It was some other builder, but it was the builder. And then it was all of his LLCs for his ventures. And I'm like, I thought we were limited to $2,000. This is a big donor. And it was max contributions for every one of his businesses. Max contributions, $2,000 a piece. That's a lot of money. I'm just saying. George Clooney probably doesn't even give a coffee about the USA. Yeah, no, George Clooney. George Clooney is a joke. I don't know why people that are, and there are smart people, but they're just not us. Okay. Elite people don't understand the middle class, period. They don't understand the struggles we have. Most of these people don't even know what a gallon of milk or gas costs. How are you going to be dictating policy for the country when you don't even know what a gallon of milk costs the regular person? He's an idiot. He's an elitist and he's an idiot. If you notice anything about me, I don't watch movies. I don't support people that are on drugs and have emotional and mental illness and issues like they do in Hollywood, being a role model for my children or my grandchildren. Ain't happening. I think they're garbage. I think that they have major problems, and I damn sure don't want them advising policy to the rest of us that don't have their kind of problems. You want to know why this world's going crazy? Look at their idols. Might help. But you know what? Hollywood's struggling. Why is Hollywood struggling? Because people can't afford to go to the movies anymore. People can't afford to pay for cable anymore. They've cut them off. Hollywood is struggling. They're not producing the kind of movies they produce, and the shit that they are producing, nobody really wants to watch. Oppenheimer was an epic fail for me. It was the most boring thing, and I love history. It was horrible for me. I didn't like it. I will never go back. I went and watched Barbie. You know, I get it. It's a younger kid thing. Not interested in it. Didn't hit my bells and whistles. Back in the day, I used to love going to the movies. They used to make good movies. Now it's junk. It's fantasy. I don't live in a fantasy world. Okay? I don't have superpowers, and neither does anybody else. And that's what the problem is. You guys are instilling in these people's heads that they've got superpowers when they do not. I just don't like it. All right, guys, I've been your ear enough. I'm going to let you guys go. I got work to do, and I got to get to it. So we'll see you this afternoon. Again, just bear with me for the next couple days, and we'll get this stuff back on track. We're also going to be pulling in I think there's some new cases going on out there that I wanted to touch base on, but I've got to sit down and go through all of the due diligence. And this little butterball here. Say bye, guys. I love my coffee beans. You guys are amazing. We love you. We love you. Bye, guys. Me and Delilah say bye. See you soon. Oh, let me just go through here one more time, make sure I didn't miss anybody. We've got new members. Don't forget to welcome Nutnut, Julia, Emily. Don't forget to tell Karen thank you. Yada. And I'll get these guys, I'll get this over to Seth. Okay, guys? So I do appreciate your contribution, but please, anything for bands, anything for that you'd like to contribute for bands, flyers, anything, please. I know one of my mods probably drops about Seth's Cash App. Please get that to him because he's the one ordering this stuff. He's the one supplying this stuff. If we can, if he's running short, I don't mind doing a fundraiser over here to help him out. But I'd really like, him being able to get the stuff he needs when he needs it. So please consider donating to Seth directly. It'll just save the middleman, It'll save the middleman. So anyways, guys, I do appreciate all your help, all your love, all your support, and we will see you soon. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, let's not be everybody else. Let's be better. Let's be kind to one another. God bless.